Hello and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be talking about Thunderbolts Doomstrike issue 4 by Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, Tommaso Biaggi, and Yen Nitro. Bucky Barnes has been captured by Dr. Doom and is held prisoner in Doomstart. But before we see what has become of the Revolution, we check in with a very hungover Natasha Romanoff, who wakes up to find the media are reporting on Doom having captured Bucky for his crimes against the world and bombing Shelbyville. Thanks to Fixer and his pals from the last issue sending Nat a encrypted message, she finds a trace running on her computer, pointing straight to Doomstart and Bucky's location. Meanwhile, in Doomstart, Victor gets a bit personal with Bucky as he reveals that he told Steve all about Bucky's capture and impending torture, and in doing so, he made Captain America bow. I've absolutely missed Doom in this series, and his and Bucky's little dynamic here is just fantastic. It's just like coming back to some old friends here. Doom is always trying to mess with Bucky's mind. He's trying to get into it and kind of dominate it and punish him for Bucky refusing to bend the knee and lead the Volga victorious back in the first issue. But Doom seems to forget what a lot of people also seem to forget about Bucky, is that Bucky Barnes is not Steve Rogers. This is like Bucky's secret superpower, since people keep thinking that because he hung out with Captain America, he was his partner and was even Captain America himself for a time, that he has certain rules or obligations that he is to follow. But that couldn't be further from the truth, and it's a reason I've really liked Bucky in the last couple of years. They've really been doing a great service to him by really differentiating him from Steve and the other Captain characters and making him his own person. He's not trying to be a copy of someone else. He's fighting against all those years of programming that told him what to be in order to be his own person. Elsewhere, Songbird and Destroyer are transported to a holding facility when their Quinjet is intercepted by Black Widow, who promptly frees them, allowing Songbird to blow the ship up as they escape through one of Widow's portals. I've really enjoyed Nat's little part in the book and how it's kind of hands-off as this unseen entity helping Bucky in the shadows and kind of staying out of his way, just kind of witnessing what he's doing. But now she's sort of like contingency, if you will, and now she has found that Bucky has been captured, so now she's like leaping into action here. Also, it just feels like forever since I've personally seen Natasha out as Black Widow. I know she's been around for a couple of years now, but personally I haven't actually seen her really in anything, so it's great to see her back being a big part of a mission. Doom, meanwhile, decides it's time to torture Bucky some more, putting the Sire Temples of He Who Mourns in memory on his head, which will flood Bucky's mind with every last moment witnessed by the being who owned these devices before they gave them to the Sorcerer Supreme. Doom hopes that he'll see how misguided he is in what he is doing, activating the device, which shows Bucky all of the final moments of those in Shelbyville before they were nuked. Doom thinks that it's going to break him, wanting him to realize that Doom is the true revolution, while Bucky's revolution only brings doom. This idea that Doom cannot stand someone going up against him and his regime, but not admitting that they are wrong, is just so good. Like, any other villain would probably just kill Bucky, not really bothering to try and convert him and like save him, quote unquote. But Dr. Doom just can't leave that alone. Everyone must worship him and be part of his regime, and that's kind of what's undoing him here as well. He needs that validation, more or less. It's the thing that really draws me towards Doom, that thing where he just can't get over himself and he's so incredibly arrogant, and when it's written well like it is here, it's just fantastic. Elsewhere on the Texas-Mexico border, Natasha arrives at a trailer park looking for Sal Romero, but the kid fixing his bike up says he won't come back until the bike works again, so Nat leaves him a Thunderbolts card, wanting Sal to contact her when he can. I love that the book implies that going to Texas does something to people in this book, because first Sharon was dressing like a cowboy 2 issues ago, and now Black Widow is dressing like the Man in Black. There's just something in the Texas air that makes you want to dress like a cowboy, and I'm all for it. It's a great look for Black Widow. It fits her personality very well. Bucky, meanwhile, continues to resist the torture, refusing to tell Doom he gives up. It's real telling just how much Doom is talking compared to Bucky here. Doom needs this to happen and just needs to appease some sort of his ego, and also he does like the sound of his own voice. Let's not beat around the bush. He does very much like the way he talks and monologues. Bucky does finally speak up, or should I say he acts out, as he smashes his head against the ground, breaking the Sire Temples off of his head, angering Doom, as still the man won't break. Over in Doom's Wakanda, which is a really wild name to have Wakanda changed to as well, it's now Doom's Wakanda. The Midnight Angels are attacked by more of the Muck Dooms, who are now patrolling the streets. Anika Claire is still injured from her battle with the Thunderbolts last issue, so Ao is there to defend her partner, much to Annika's chagrin since a true warrior refuses to hide, especially from someone like Doom or any of his robots. The arriving Black Widow is glad to hear that, wanting to recruit them to her rescue mission in Doomstart, which the Midnight Angels are more than glad to join, wanting to keep their promise of justice to Bucky, who continues to annoy and frustrate Doom in Doomstart, as Dr. Doom thinks Bucky is now cracking due to his own pride, which is so funny to say when Doom is literally doing the same thing, needing Bucky to crack to appease his own pride. One thing that's been happening during all of this is that Doom has set out a feast for Bucky. You know, this big offering of like lavish food and wine and all that sort of stuff, kind of offering him a place at the table should he bend the knee. And this is something that Doom has never understood about Bucky. It's that he's not interested in, you know, the luxury, the glory, the recognition, or the perks that come with bowing to Doom, or, you know, being that type of person. And he just wants justice in the world. He wants to uphold justice in the world, and that's not what this is. So Bucky just doesn't care for it at all. It like doesn't appeal to him at all, so Doom can't use that against him. Bucky also manages to do something very few people have, which is anger Doom greatly, so much so that he actually lashes out, as he tells Doom that he knows he's not righteous, he just knows that he's right and Doom isn't. Doom trashes the room in a fit of rage, leaving Bucky to Valentina to do whatever she wants with. Val toys with Bucky a little, telling him that he's got another path out in front of him, as what Doom has buried will soon find its way out to the heroes, and when that happens, she'll need men like Bucky, as long as he is willing to go back to being the Winter Soldier, not the Revolution that is though. Before she can get an answer though, Fixer calls Val and warns her of some type of imminent impact, but it's too late as the walls are blown open by Songbird and the rest of the Thunderbolts, who knock Valentina out, as it's revealed that Steve Rogers, wearing his super soldier costume and carrying Bucky's original arm, is leading the group. Steve thinks his friend has gotten himself into a spot of trouble and could use a helping hand, literally and figuratively. Steve turning up was a bit of a surprise here, being that we know he's busy over in the One World Under Doom book, you know, with the Avengers trying to figure out how to deal with Doom, but I like that he's here for his friend, and he's rocking one of my favorite Cap costumes of all time too, which I guess is to show that he's kind of like on an off the books mission type of thing, like he's there but he's not really supposed to be there sort of thing. And I'm guessing what Doom was saying earlier about him bowing was like him bluffing, or maybe it was Steve just bluffing, knowing that if he just bowed he'll get Doom off his back, so then he can, you know, meet up with the Thunderbolts and come and save his friend. I'm looking forward to a bit of a classic Steve Bucky team up in the finale of the series, and what will become of Bucky and his new team after beating Doom, or, you know, facing down Doom one final time. Thunderbolts Doomstrike issue 4 was probably the best issue of the series. It really balanced out its two core plots really well, giving us some action with Black Widow's story while she was recruiting all of the Thunderbolts again, and then we get Doom and Bucky's relationship in Bucky's story and just how complicated that is, and I just love the dynamic they have where Doom just needs the validation of this man, this ex-assassin, and he's just not giving it because Bucky is just, you know, he's just someone who won't crack. He knows he's right and he refuses to bow to Doom, and Doom hates that. With one issue left, I'm figuring that there's going to be quite a bit of action in the final issue, and I'm looking forward to a big Bucky and Steve team up again as they take the fight directly to Doom and Valentina. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.